Hi, I'm Ross from Lifetime Property Accounting, and we're going to look at a property trading example. This is a classic buy an older property, but run down, do it up, sell it. Let's see how we go. So I'm going to share my screen, share my basic numbers. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not the exact property. It is an example. It's to go through it. Obviously, you don't want to share too much of someone's confidential information. So this is an example, but it's pretty similar to the one I'm actually doing the numbers off. It's a rundown property. It needs some TLC. Yeah, just a general older property that needs some love and attention. Yeah, the kitchen, like say, this is not the exact kitchen pit. It's actually pretty similar to the one that has been traded. So it's run down. It looks pretty old and tired. Don't ask me what the gas bottle is. I have no idea. And the same with the bathroom. It just looks old and ugly. Yeah, it could definitely do with a bit of a refurb. Um, so what we're looking at with that property um, is, yeah, we're looking at the property costing 550,000. We're looking at once it's renovated, the agents have appraised it's going to be worth about 660 to 680,000. What do you think? Do you think that's a good trade at this stage? So we're going to start with adding some information, then I'll go through those numbers. So average cost for a trade to do a renovation. So generally a lot of trade people will, yeah, do up kitchens, bathroom, tidy up outside, maybe new carpet, paint, that sort of thing. So what we sort of see, like everyone is different. There is no set trade or set property, but maybe 65,000 plus GST, 75,000 included might be a basic number. So let's start going through that and yeah, let's see what we think. So to start with, we're looking at, is it a one-off? Is this your first ever trade? Are you doing a simple renovation and a simple sell? Then most likely it's not going to be a continuous taxable activity, so there's going to be no GST. Whereas if you're a regular trader, you've done this before, you're doing subdivisions, you're doing trading, you're going to be GST. GST is a bad thing. You get some GST back generally on the purchase, but you need to be very careful about your understanding of GST. And you pay hopefully more GST when you sell because you made a profit. So we're going to do this example. It's a first time trader, never done a trade before. Simple, easy. It's a one-off trade, no intention of doing a whole lot. One-off opportunity has come up. So the gains on it is going to be taxable. There's no getting away from the income tax, but it would not be a continuous taxable activity, so there'd be no GST. So we talked before, I'll put the expenses in first. So we're looking at purchasing it, 550,000. The renovation, we were saying before, the average renovation may be about 75,000. And then we're looking at selling it 660 to 680. So let's say 670,000. So from a real simple point of view, a lot of people go, oh, I'm buying it for 600 for 550,000, selling it for 670 is $120,000 there. It's a good margin. I'm going to do well in this trade. But then obviously $75,000 renovation makes a big difference in that. That's a big cost. And I would always work on, yeah, there's commission for selling. If you don't sell through an agent, it's the cherry on the top, but you need to factor it in. There's legal to buy and sell. There'll be some accounting that you'll be looking at advertising it, maybe staging it and things like that. So maybe we go 5,000, we go a little bit higher. There's going to be some insurance and rates while you're doing it up. There's going to be some phone and some travel. Generally, if you're a property trader, banks don't love you. You're going to be looking at some sort of loan fee and then looking at interest for a while. Let's be nice and drop the interest a little bit, maybe to 7.5% for 4 months, but you're still looking 14,000 of interest. Overall, with this property, we're looking at selling for 670, it costing us 660 plus loan fee plus interest. We're looking at losing $9,565. This would not be a good trade. Let's say you bought it for 500,000. So yeah, it's advertised for 550 plus, and yeah, you're wanting to negotiate at 500,000. You would then be looking at making a profit about 41,000. And before yeah, probably that's what you need to do. You probably need to buy it somewhere around that amount to make this worthwhile. In a good market, I would want at least 10% of that 500,000 purchase to 50,000. Our 41 is starting to get close to that and 8%. But yeah, you probably still want to buy it for a little bit less. If you could buy it for 450, we're starting to get a lot more exciting. We're starting to get up to 20% profit, 92,000 before tax. That's starting to get a bit more worthwhile. So going back to original numbers, buying it at 550, selling it at 670, and spending 75,000 on renovations. This doesn't work as a property trade. There's not enough in it. There'd be no point in doing it. Yeah, so hopefully that's given you a basic idea, given you some basic numbers, something to think about. If you are property trading, yeah, always come and have a proper chat. One, I go through the numbers and I'm brutal. I'm not going to tell you it looks amazing if you haven't purchased it yet. We're going to go through and make sure it's actually feasible for you to do. Then we're going to look at the structure. Then we're going to talk about GST. So yeah, hopefully you found that useful. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy some of our other videos and information as well. Thanks a lot. Bye.